My name is Jon Leighton, and my topic for today is why we should use less social media. But before we get started, I would like to say that due to COVID restrictions and illness going around, I have chosen not to give this speech in front of an audience, but only virtual. With that being said, let's go ahead and dive in. So my specific purpose for this speech today is to persuade the audience to use less social media. Now, I'm not saying to get rid of social media, period. I'm not saying that we shouldn't have any accounts, that we should delete them all. I'm just saying that we should use less. Now, why do I say this? Well, social media can be harmful to those who spend too much time on these platforms. The reason why social media can be harmful is because social media can cause anxiety, it can cause depression, it can also be addictive. Even studies have shown that social media addiction is considered to be of the same levels as irresponsible prescriptive drug use. It can be that addictive. And finally, social media has been linked to lower levels of self-esteem and confidence, especially in young adults and teenagers. Now, the reason behind this speech is to help people maybe make some changes and spend a little less time on social media so it's not as harmful. So within this speech, I'll be using evidence and statistics to prove that we should spend less time on social media and learn to be less dependent upon these platforms for self-glorification and notoriety. Now think back to when you were a kid at Halloween and you went trick-or-treating. You got dressed up in your costume, you grabbed your bucket, and you headed out the door with your parents to go knocking on doors looking to get all the candy you could possibly get. After several hours of walking through neighborhoods and knocking on each door, you collect an entire bucket full of candy. Finally, you get home and start going through your collection of Kit Kats, Snickers bars, and many other brands of candy. And you start devouring each piece as if you were never going to eat candy again. And then, after eating the entire bucket, you get sick from all the sugar that you consumed. Well, social media works the same way. We spend multiple hours on social media just looking for the next like or comment on our posts. But instead of looking for a sugar rush from a piece of candy, we are looking for a dopamine rush from someone liking or commenting on our posts. Psychologists call this the feel-good chemical. This happens each time someone likes a picture or comments on a post and makes us feel good when people acknowledge what we put on these platforms. But what happens when our posts and our pictures only get 1 to 2 likes and nobody comments on what we shared on social media? Well, in preparation for this speech, I studied some of these statistics relating to social media and its effect on the human body and how it can cause harm if it is overused. Like these statistics right here. The internet has made great advancements over the years, and this includes the development and use of social media apps. Social media is used by over 4.5 billion people around the world, with Facebook being the most used social media platform. Social media is also the most used by people between the ages of 18 and 29 years old, and has helped thousands of people stay in touch with friends and family members who live long distances from each other. On average, people spend 2.5 hours per day on social media, some even more than that. So with these statistics that we have learned and looked at over the last couple of minutes of the speech, we must look at the effects of social media and what the statistics that have been shown are causing to people who spend many hours on social media, and maybe how they're doing more harm than good. So although social media has made a significant impact on the world we live in, it has also caused a substantial amount of damage to the human race. From anxiety and depression to lower self-esteem and confidence, and even some cases of suicide have been linked to social media. We've also seen an impact on productivity since social media has been invented over the last several decades. Anxiety and depression in teens have been linked to social media use due to the fact that a lot of teenagers are looking for approval, and yet they sometimes never find any through any capacity in which they are in. Lower self-esteem and confidence levels have also been linked to overusing social media because people are looking for the next good feeling, the dopamine chemical, which we talked about a little bit ago. This happens when someone likes or comments on a post or a picture. But what if we spent less time on social media? Psychologists have noticed an increase in happiness and joy in people who use little to no social media. And anxiety and depression levels have also been lower in teens and young adults who are not spending a lot of time on these platforms. And due to the addictive behavior that has been linked to social media, psychologists have stated that social media addiction can be compared to drug addiction. And because each time you get a hit of dopamine from a like or a comment on a post, it makes you want to come back for more. But it gets to a point where it no longer satisfies you, and you post more and scroll through the news feed more, looking for a sense of validation. But the more you seek out that next hit of dopamine, that feel-good chemical, the more you will have less confidence, and you will develop anxiety and depression from not getting what you want. So what is the point I'm trying to make here? Am I saying that social media should never be used again? No. I think it's a great thing that we can use. We just have to learn to use it more responsibly. But I am trying to save you a lot of hurt and a lot of pain that can be caused by too much use of social media platforms. Use the time that you would spend on these apps to find other hobbies to partake in. Use this time to write and read and study instead of spending countless hours scrolling and liking pictures and posts, and make more of your day. Make your day more productive by using less social media. Thank you.